After 30 days of being exclusive to the PS4, the remaster of the Modern Warfare 2 campaign has been released on the Xbox One and PC.
Break's over, Butch. Let's go.
It's more than just an HD re-release of the original 2009 game. They've completely redone the game's models, textures, and lighting to make it look like a brand new game. If you're new to Modern Warfare 2, you play as several different soldiers in different military organizations from the US and the UK. You're tasked with hunting down the leader of a terrorist group.
He trades blood for money. He's your new best friend.
Eventually all hell breaks loose, and without spoiling too much, you even end up on a few missions on US soil. The developers did an incredible job of recreating every visual asset while keeping the game's original aesthetic. The character models look great, the environments are fantastic. They easily could have taken the route other developers have and re-released the exact same game running at 1080p or 4K. Instead, everything here has been painstakingly rebuilt, and it shows. Graphically, it looks closer to the 2016 Modern Warfare Remastered than it does to the latest game in the franchise, Modern Warfare. If you don't follow the yearly Call of Duty releases, let's take a few seconds to get up to speed.
Yeah, I'm cutting through history class now.
In 2007, Activision released Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. 2 years later, they made a sequel, Modern Warfare 2. That's the game that we're talking about today. In 2016, they remastered the first Modern Warfare and called it Modern Warfare Remastered. 3 years after that, they released Modern Warfare, a complete reboot of the series. Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered is a remaster of the 2009 sequel to the 2007 game. Just as it did in 2009, the game sounds amazing. The soundtrack is a masterpiece by Hans Zimmer and Lorne Balfe. Most of the gun sounds have been completely redone or borrowed from newer COD games. In my opinion, they sound way better than the original. They've been given more weight, and they sound more like what you'd hear in a movie. If you've never played a Call of Duty game before, it's a relatively linear first-person shooter. At its core, you're going on missions where you're running, shooting, taking cover, running, shooting, taking cover, over and over again. There's also some stealth missions, like one where you have to brave through a snowstorm to raid an enemy base without being seen. While this all sounds great so far, not all of the content from the original release is here, nor does it pretend to. The game is literally called Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered, which is kind of a mouthful. What you're getting here is just the single-player story campaign. No multiplayer or co-op missions are included, and that's arguably what made the original such a classic. That said, I can see why they might have done it that way. Activision has several different series in the COD franchise. In the past few years alone, we've had Black Ops 4, which still has a healthy amount of players online, Modern Warfare, the latest game, and the brand new free-to-play Battle Royale Warzone. There's a lot of COD to go around, and I can see why Activision wouldn't want to split the player base further with a remaster of Modern Warfare 2. If you've played the game before, you know exactly what you're in for. If you haven't, you're in for a treat. I still think this is one of the better stories that any of the Call of Duty games have ever told, and it deserves to be on modern consoles with a fresh coat of paint. I can only hope we eventually get an update with the co-op missions or multiplayer, because as of right now, it's really only half the experience.